I have been on my journey of growth and personal development and evolution for a long time now, years. And something that has become very fascinating to me in more recent years, even specifically in the past 6 months to a year now, has been my understanding of autonomy. And it's fascinating because we are now in a time, especially with the election and the results of the election, that place autonomy into question. The wild thing here, and this needs to be very clearly understood, is that anybody who thinks that they can control somebody else's individual human autonomy, one, is violating boundaries, and two, is sadly fucking mistaking. The more I heal, the more I look at everything for what it is, the more I learn about my own sense of self, my own healing, my own growth, my own evolution, my own autonomy. Who gets to tell me what to do with my life? Nobody but me, unless I ask them. Who gets to tell me what to do with my body? Nobody but me, period. Who gets to tell you what to do with your body? Nobody but you. Anybody who doesn't understand this is emotionally immature and they lack healthy boundaries, which is exactly why they are violating your boundaries. I've made several videos on the subjects of boundaries, having them and lacking them. It's very important to understand that anybody who believes that they get to have any say at all in your life or what you do, in this case specifically with your body, they're fucking sadly mistaken and they're violating your boundaries. With the recent circumstances and the unfortunate results of the election, I'm going to focus on autonomy, and in this unfortunate case, what has been presented as a lack thereof. I have autonomy. You have autonomy. Anybody who believes that they can take that away from you or I is not only sadly mistaken, but they're also violating boundaries. They likely don't see you as a human, but instead as an object. And that is because they lack healthy boundaries. They lack the necessary individuation and differentiation between self and other. It's very important to understand this and see it for what it is. Anybody dealing in the area of a lack of healthy boundaries is going to violate yours. Anybody who believes that they get to have any say in what happens with your body is violating your autonomous boundaries. Your body is your choice. My body is my choice. Not a single fucking person on the face of this planet gets to tell me what to do with my body. If I want to get piercings, I get piercings. If I don't want to get piercings, I don't get piercings. Tattoos? No tattoos. Haircut? No haircut. Whatever the fuck I want to do with my body is my fucking choice. Whatever the fuck you want to do with your body is your fucking choice. It's very important to understand that moving forward, and it has always been this way, just a lot of people that were raised with a lack of healthy boundaries, they didn't really understand this. I determine myself. Nobody else. There is nobody above me. That doesn't mean that I remain closed-minded, cut off from the world, and withdraw from any potential advice that could help me. It just means that I determine myself. And the same is true for you. You determine yourself. There's no law that determines you. You get to choose you. And anybody that places that into question, anybody that thinks that they get to have any say in what happens to your body or what you do with your body, they are violating your boundaries. I would say that this is a terrifying time for people, and for many of them, women, and at the same time also say that it's nobody else's place. No matter what law gets put into place, no matter what person gets put into place, it is nobody else's place to tell you what to do with your body. And it's absolutely severely disgusting that anybody would actually believe that they can. Let me make it very clear that anybody that believes that they have a place to violate your human autonomy, your human rights, they are emotionally immature. They lack healthy boundaries. They lack individuation and differentiation. They probably see you as an extension of themselves, and they probably believe that they have to take care of something that they were taught that they're supposed to, because that's the way that they learned to be a human. It doesn't make it true. It does mean that they're fucked up, because that is a fucked up way of looking at people. It's unhealthy. It's sickening. But most of all, important to understand, nobody has that place. Period. Nobody gets to determine you for you but you. And that's the reality of it. It's wild that there are countries around the world where human autonomy doesn't exist, where human rights don't exist, where people are treated terribly. I see the United States as a progressive country where we fight for what I would argue is healthy for people: human self expression and the boundaries that come with it, human autonomy and the boundaries that come with it. Don't you fucking dare tell anybody what to do with their body. I don't care who you are. I don't give a fuck what you believe. Because if you do believe that, you're fucking wrong. You are a violator of boundaries if you believe that it is your place to judge what somebody else does with their body, to stop them from doing what they want to do with their body. If a woman is assaulted, not something they asked for, and then something happens, and then you're telling them to go through with the process, even though they didn't ask to be assaulted, what the fuck do you call that? I don't normally make videos like this, but it's very important to understand where the fucking line is, because it has clearly been blurred for far too fucking long. There is not a single fucking person on the face of this planet that gets to tell another person what to do with their fucking body. Not a single person that is listening to me talk right now in this video is any more human than you and I, or any less human than you and I. I don't care how you see yourself. I don't care who you think you are. I don't give a fuck what delusions you bought into. You're a fucking human, and if you believe that you can violate people's boundaries, specifically in this case, human autonomy, you're fucking wrong. It doesn't work. It never will. You choose what you do with your body, nobody else. And for the people that are in other countries where human rights don't exist, I believe that they will at some point. Until then, I'm deeply saddened to hear of the lesser quality of life for people out there, and I'm sorry that people have to deal with that. Where I begin and where I end is right fucking here. That has nothing to fucking do with you. Where a woman begins and a woman ends is where it begins and where it ends. Where she begins and where she ends. And that has nothing to fucking do with you. Period. I believe that I've made it clear enough for this to be understandable. There might be a part 2 to this. You do not fuck with human autonomy. That is the end of the story.